My name's Enrique. Um, some people know me as Tesla, Riri, and also, hold on, your local neighborhood Cam. Also, Wakanda Forever. That's our discussion today. I'm with my brother, my big brother, Heartless Man 1234,
It's good.
Justin, and this is Heartless Antenna episode 3. We're talking about Black Panther, T'Challa, Killmonger. Also, viewer disclaimer is advised. I'm
As
gonna
always.
I'm gonna try to avoid cussing this stream because it's important to me. This whole thing, but more importantly,
I won't.
spoiler alert. I'm gonna be careful to not spoil anything. If I do, I warned you.
Yeah, look, I don't give a fuck about spoiling. You're looking at a video that literally says Black Panther on it. That's your own damn fault. I'm gonna curse because that's my natural way of speaking. So if you're offended by my cursing, you're on the wrong damn channel. It's
That's
11:36. Go to bed, kids. And if you're an adult upset about me cursing, go fuck yourself. Moving on. Black
oh
Panther.
well, there you go. Um, that's my bro right there, looking ass. um,
I'm the black part of this yin yang.
shit, real black.
Moving
Alright,
on.
moving on. For those of you who don't know, Black Panther is a recent-ish film that just came out I say more than a month ago. Featuring really for the first time, I shouldn't say first time, but prominently featuring in like the mainstream media. And I'm not talking Wesley Snipes or fucking Hancock, but an actual black superhero played by Chadwick Boseman, who did a brilliant job as
Fantastic job.
T'Challa. Also featuring the incredibly beautiful Michael B. Jordan. That man is gorgeous. Don't talk to me. Lupita Nyong'o, who you don't know is also Mexican. Look it up. It also includes people like Daniel Kaluuya, who was on Get Out. Letitia Wright, who's amazing. Winston Duke. And, of course, the legendary Angela Bassett. So now that we've covered...
And Forrest Whitaker.
Did I mention him? I think I mentioned him. If I didn't, that's my
You
fault.
did not mention Forrest Whitaker.
I felt like I said Forrest Whitaker, but, you know...
I don't think you did. But,
Well,
you know...
we covered most of the bases. One of the first things that I want to talk about is like the soundtrack is so perfectly forgive the word here I'm going to use, ethnic. It's very, very much rooted in
very, very much.
African culture, and it's beautifully represented. The composer is Ludwig Göransson. I know a little bit about him due to his work on, I believe, Parks and Recreation. He's Swedish, by the way, and also his work with the amazing Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, aka that nigga.
So it's important, I think, well, number one, we should address that while we're talking about this topic, because it's so impactful, we are not going to be playing league matches. We will be doing that video a little bit later tonight.
Yep.
On that note, for those of you who don't know who the Black Panther is or anything about Wakanda, Wakanda is a fictional country located in Africa, somewhere in Africa. You're not supposed to know where it is,
Right.
but they are the most technologically advanced country in the world because of
Right.
a rare metal called vibranium, which is what powers most of their armor
Yep.
and their technologies. So the soundtrack that he was mentioning completely fits that African style while being its own kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because that's what you would expect from a region that's so isolated as Wakanda, while still being, you know, knowing of its surroundings.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way they could have survived without, at least in the beginning, meeting some of the other tribes around it.
Right.
So, you know, but that's
Actually,
just, you know, backstory a little
right.
bit from
And
Wakanda.
I'm gonna change up my celebration real quick, actually.
To something more African.
A little bit. I know how to still recognize mi
I'm
corazón,
weak.
but I'm putting something else. I got you. Where is it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Yep, there
Uh,
it is.
well, I
I,
think they wouldn't. Why do we have two L's? Did we? I didn't lose last time I played in the season.
let me
Did
check.
we? We have two losses in the league.
I don't know what that was.
I just peeped that. How many
I,
people do we have in the? We have 4 people in the squad. Who?
whoa, four. Whoa.
Oh, we have we have Marco. It's Marco and Khalid.
Oh, so these
I'm.
dickheads got us O?
Well, Khalid, we played. Did we play 3 matches with him league, right? Or did we only play? No, we only played 3 with Houston. And there's 6 with Khalid. He's not a manager. He couldn't have hired anybody, so.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess we lost 2 in the league. I don't understand when. I don't remember that, but whatever.
Wow. Probably on some BS. Probably having a stream, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But I'm back in the lobby, by the way.
Yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
Should I get my
Continue
camera?
your point,
Should I get my camera, my LM?
I thought you had an RM.
Yeah, what's the same difference? A winger. My camera, my speedster, basically. I got my camera.
Oh, I know exactly what you're. I know exactly the fucking celebration you're doing. I'm gonna do it too.
Yep. You know it. Yep. I ain't even gotta say it. You already know what it is.
I had to think about it. That was my old celebration. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, it's way at the bottom, right?
I got you. Yeah, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. No spoilers.
Unless you watch the stream and then you're fucked.
Yeah.
I got my camera.
If you haven't seen Black Panther already, you don't deserve to not see a spoiler.
Right. It took me this long. Make sure you put it on cup.
I did, nigga.
I'm just checking. So yeah, I just want to talk about the various themes and the various explorations of the film because the director, by the way, Ryan Coogler, look him up. He's amazing.
So before we get into that, let's just talk about the film at face value, first and foremost.
Sure.
I said it once, I'll say it again. It was probably one of the best Marvel films that have come out. Let alone, I mean, you can't even really put DC in the same conversation as the better Marvel movies. Because DC has television on lock with Gotham and the Flash and the older seasons of Arrow, but when it comes to movies, they just not that great. they're good-ish, but they're not what they should be for some of these heroes like Batman and Superman. They should be blowing like these theaters up. They're killing it on box office weekends, but they're not. Black Panther is probably one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen, hands down. Not just because of the way it was, not just because of how good the action was, or even of the undertones or anything. Just how well they were able to portray that Black Panther and
Any bet.
and the Wakandian people. That was just so beautiful. How well it was done. So that's my little 2 cents on that.
Right. I am not a movie watcher myself personally. I don't do that a lot. I don't consider myself an expert on superheroes, DC or Marvel. So I'm looking at this from purely, at least from a comic perspective, an unbiased perspective, I guess. But I am biased and I'm black. So half black, at least. And so in that way, it means a lot to me. If you give me a second. Ooh. Yeah, so I don't really have, I'm not going to claim, well, get it. I'm not going to claim expertise in that field. But, yeah.
So that was just my take on that aspect of it.
Yeah, but I think before we get super deep into, oh, come on, my boy, you got to score that. You black. I want every black nigga on the squad to score.
You are fucking bugging, my guy. Anyway.
Let's see if I can get this off of this nigga.
So let's talk about. how their army was. If you saw the movie, or even if you saw the trailers, their army was made up mostly of women, which
Which
is
is phenomenal.
not particularly what you would see in modern day or even of any part of history. There's not too many countries that would have an all-woman or majority woman military.
Right.
And there were just like a couple, just women that, random women that just decided to sign up. These women were like from birth over here kicking ass and shit. It was brilliant. It was beautiful.
Right.
And the strongest among them, I don't remember her real name, the actress's name. You probably do.
I actually
I'm
have
not
the
good with
cast.
names.
I have the cast pulled up actually. Let me get this ball off of this guy and we can talk about it. Thank you. Let me pull the cast up.
I'll take it.
Oh, burn him.
Goodbye.
I'm on your left. You dumb
No,
fuck. Give
nigga.
it back to me.
Anyway, if you watched Walking Dead, the woman who plays Michonne, that's who it is.
Right.
She's known for playing these badass roles, but so picking her to play that part was such a smart move by the casting director. That was she's brilliant. I love her and everything that she does. It was so funny watching her wear a wig too, because she's
Right. I thought that was a
she did it in The
Koye.
Walking Dead, but it looks natural. What happened?
Isn't that a Koye? The one who was running the wig. Yeah, that's a Koye. Her name is like Denai Gurira, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Hope I didn't butcher that. Probably did. But that's the actress.
I'm gonna butcher it too. I'm not gonna attempt it, but now we know who we're talking about.
Right. So look her up.
I try to pass that.
Right. And that's one of the first things I want to talk about. Gender is kind of an interesting thing to explore as a whole. I don't think it's really explored in a lot of black films, at least not on any major level. But I think it's explored as a beautiful undertone and not something that's like in your face, but it's always prevalent. It's always yes, exactly. So that was a beautiful handling of it. First of all, fuck. And so the way that they so let's talk about Triangle. Let's discuss how black femininity is kind of, in my opinion, demonized to a kind of dangerous degree.
What do you mean by femininity?
What we imagine the black woman to be in mainstream media, or how we portray the black woman in mainstream media, is problematic in a lot of ways. They are jumping your ass. I'm right here. Nigga.
Nigga, what?
And so in that way, like for example, if you think about the black woman, oftentimes in film they portray the angry black woman or the masculine black woman in the sense that these women are more volatile or angry or just flat out bitches to their male counterparts for whatever reason.
No, FIFA. Shit.
And that portrayal is obviously problematic and dangerous in of itself because that kind of reflects and can manipulate how we view women in real life, obviously. And so to see the strength of black women not just celebrated, but made prevalent, and not made to be some demonic or bitchy aspect of their personality and reality.
Right.
And I think it's beautiful that the women were not just the army, but they had more traditionally masculine ways of handling
for
business.
example, T'Challa's younger sister was the head of technology. Like she was
STEM, my
developing
nigga. STEM, science, tech, engineering, and mathematics. The woman, STEM. Like yes. Dude.
Moving on. But that's the point he was trying to make. The most influential person outside of the king was the queen, which was T'Challa's mother. That was like, traditionally, that was probably the most lax.
Let me shoot it.
Oh God, that's probably the most lax one of the main characters was the queen,
Right.
and even her role was more so traditional.
I
But
wouldn't even say lax. I would say level-headed almost. Very
yeah,
traditionalistic.
level-headed, lax, very traditionalistic. But that was probably it for modern culture. You
Right.
know what I mean? The king. The only reason why the king was held as much power as he did may have been tradition, but he was also the Black Panther. The king of Wakanda is the Black Panther.
Yep.
So, whoever is the head of the Wakandian people, that is who the Black Panther is.
Correct.
You have to earn that right, but that's who it is. The
Right.
queen is his wife.
Right.
So if a woman were to do that, the woman would do it, and the king would just be whoever she married.
Right.
So that's just how the Wakandan people are. Has it ever happened before? I don't know. I don't know the whole prehistory, but I do know that in the comics it does end up happening where a woman ends up being the Black Panther.
Right. That's dope as fuck.
And for those for anybody who didn't know that,
Whoa.
yeah, that's a woman is the Black Panther at one point in the comics. Do I remember exactly when? No, I'm not a super fiend when it comes to comics, especially not the Black Panther. But regardless,
Right.
so yeah, women's role in Wakanda is way progressive as compared to other nations in the world, and it was beautiful to see that brought to light.
I tried to fake it because I pressed circle by accident. Damn it.
If you would have hit triangle instead, bro, that would have been a goal.
Right. I was
Probably
trying.
didn't even have time to see that run.
Not even. I was trying not to lose that bit. And so yeah, like I said, to explore the strength of black women without making it some sort of demonic or angry feature about them was beautiful. And that kind of also goes into how the king, T'Challa, really expressed himself and led in a very feminine way, or traditionally feminine way. He was very empathetic, very compassionate, and very forgiving, actually. And the way he exercised his power was, again, very feminine and very...
You could say passive, too. Very well
Passive,
say
sure.
passive. Because if you just look how, spoiler alert, just look how he approached the Killmonger situation like when he first found out, and he knew that all he had to do was order his execution, Killmonger's execution, or exile him immediately.
Right.
There's nothing Killmonger could have done unless somebody asked him who he was,
Right.
or who his family was. But instead, he chose to choose a passive route, and ultimately that was kind of his demise in that situation. But still, that's the kind of leader he was.
Right. I wouldn't
Very
even say,
passive. Go ahead.
I don't know if I use the word passive. I just think he was, again, very merciful, and he knew of his story. And again, spoiler alert, how Eric Killmonger, Eric Stevens, how his father died.
Very tragic.
Right, and so I
But
think
it's,
he tried to show him compassion in that way when he learned of his story, and that was very I think it was very brave and very courageous of him to not take the risk. So I wouldn't say passive personally, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I still would say passive. He takes a very passive approach to certain things, whether it be traditionally or his leadership style was very passive. Yeah, and it's kind of hard because you watched the movie more recently than I did. I watched it the opening weekend.
Right.
So I'm like trying to remember all these pieces. I know who Black Panther is, but it's harder for me to describe pieces of the. Fuck you, dude, for not. How dare you take that long to pass me the fucking ball? Shit. Anyway, it's harder for me to bring up these points in the movie. Like
Right.
they're not as fresh, but
Right, I got you.
yeah.
By the way, we're definitely losing, so I'm gonna focus a little bit more on the game, and we'll get back on some of the themes that I wanted to explore about the movie.
Well, my role is a little bit more
Yeah.
passive
Head ass.
right now. So I think we should talk about some parts of the movie because everyone wants to praise Black Panther, which it definitely deserves. But I kind of want to point out a couple of points, or just one or 2 points that I was like kind of like scratching my head. It's not all their fault, but nobody can. I don't want to praise anybody 100% because no movie's perfect.
Right.
So the
Damn it,
part
I wish you would've
that
shared
I
that.
always bring up when it comes to that is the Killmonger and his scene at the waterfall. So for those of people who don't know who Killmonger is, he is T'Challa's cousin.
Yep.
All right, whose father was killed, and he was left to be raised in America by himself.
Oh. Let
In
me
a
help you out.
nutshell.
Let me help you out. More specifically, he is.
I was trying to do it without spoilers, but
I mean, we've already spoiled it. Fuck it, because you're about to start it anyway. Like, the scene you're talking about is like a huge ass spoiler. This shit is like.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna spoil it anyway. Go ahead.
Right. So,
Be more specific.
more specifically, Eric Killmonger, or Eric Stevens, is the son of Prince Nujobu, who is the brother and the uncle
The younger
of
brother.
Yes, he is the brother of T'Challa, Black Panther's father. And so, make a long story short, there, Prince Nujobu came to Oakland, more specifically Oakland, California, as a spy. Ended up falling in love with an American woman. Committed some sort of crime. I can't remember what exactly. And
It was
T'Chaka.
treason. He was treason. To put it lightly, it was treason.
Oh, that's right. Vibranium. Right. And T'Chaka killed his own brother.
Execute. Well, honestly, he wasn't going to kill him, but he tried to kill the guy that he thought was his best friend, but betrayed him to the king because of a massive amount of. It's hard to get away with crimes in Wakanda because everybody there is a patriot of some sort. You kind of need that to be an isolated country for that long.
FIFA,
you know what I mean? So
right.
But anyway, so Killmonger, Eric Killmonger. I'm just gonna call him Killmonger.
Yep.
He is a fucking badass.
Correct.
All right. He is a killer among killers. He's a guy that fucking all the bad guys have nightmares about. That motherfucker will murder you and like a million different ways before you can even say hi, type shit.
Right.
Like that dude is a beast.
All I want to be is a gunman.
God
that
damn
nigga
it.
did that shit.
But anyway, so you would think that a guy with that much talent, that much expertise in murdering people, would get one murder, the most important killing of his life, right. And he lets T'Challa live off some typical Hollywood bullshit. So, spoiler alert, he kicks T'Challa's ass. So there's this ritual to where somebody can challenge the king. Usually it's around the time when he first becomes king, and then when somebody proves that they could possibly be the rightful heir to the throne, or they have a right to the throne, they can challenge the king.
Right.
So
it's a ritualistic
T'Challa already
combat.
did the right to get into it, and he passed with flying colors. But now, when Killmonger described who his father was, who he was,
Prince Ujobu,
he challenged him.
Right.
And this motherfucker went off, completely beat the shit out of T'Challa. Granted, in the beginning it looked like it could have gone either way, in the very beginning, but then Killmonger showed that he just without the Black Panther serum, T'Challa just wasn't as good as a fighter.
Right. It's also to keep in mind how they explore fairness and justice before every ritualistic combat, because M'Baku tried to fight him as well, I believe. I hope I'm getting his name right.
Yeah,
character.
M'Baku.
Yeah. Okay. Bet. That character. They sucked the Black Panther out of him. So like his superpowers basically. to make the fight a fair fight.
Yeah, they remove his powers away from him.
Right.
Because if he would have kept the Black Panther serum, he could have killed anybody. Could have completely murdered him.
Oh,
he was using the
Kerr.
Black Panther. He was using the Black Panther serum and the suit before he actually became king.
Right.
Because he was the next to come up, and
Right.
he needed to be Black Panther. So that's why they allowed him to be Black Panther, you know, before. But anyway, so Killmonger, he does a mortal wound on him, which should have been enough on its own.
FIFA.
He hits him with a mortal wound, a stab, and I think it was the chest or the stomach, and a couple of really well placed slices. That should have been it for anybody else. And then he throws him off a waterfall, which in real life you'd be dead. Even if he didn't stab you, you'd be dead.
Right.
But also, oh god, what a horrible pass. But also,
Right. Fuck. He never got you. Yeah, just take a pause.
hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Oh my, what the fuck?
I was calling for it
Alright,
like a mug. He gonna fuck up. Oh, he trying to sell out. Like,
Could be dangerous.
I'm in space.
X.
Come on, FIFA.
Anyway,
Come on.
to end that thought, T'Challa got mortally wounded and thrown off the cliff into the
Yeah, we'll take it.
Okay.
That's a win.
Thrown off the cliff, off the waterfall, and into the river.
Yep.
Now, I understand Killmonger is in their mind it's a real world, and that should have killed him, and he still became king anyway, at least for the time being. But motherfucker, why would you take the chance on the one kill that is the key to you possibly, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way he could have thought that. But why take the chance? You know what I mean? Why take the chance?
Yes,
Why take the chance?
But I never got the thought as a rebuttal. He was a murderer and an assassin, yes, but he wasn't a slaughterer. You know what I mean? He wasn't in the game of complete defamation and destruction. I don't think. T'Challa ultimately wasn't a part of his hatred. You know what I mean? In the ultimate scheme of things, it wasn't T'Challa he was mad at. It was the oppressor. It was the oppressor.
I respectfully disagree to an extent. Yeah, T'Challa himself did him no wrong, but it doesn't mean he still wasn't have hatred in his heart for T'Challa for being the son of the guy that killed his dad and fucked up his life, for being the king that didn't do anything. He still had hatred in his heart for T'Challa for not being willing to help. Because remember, that's the first thing that was out of Killmonger's mouth when he came up there. Was he was trying to say what he thought, and that's not his way. That's not our way. That's not what we're gonna do. That's what. And Killmonger was like, well, that's it. That's right. 2 times you've proven to me that you're not worthy in my eyes. Right. So, and he definitely did have hatred in his heart for him.
Right.
And to your rebuttal about him, you know, not being a slaughterer, I completely agree that he's not a slaughterer. I didn't mean it to say that he's a mass murderer. Well, wrong one. I don't believe that he's a mass murderer just killing for killing's sake. He was a military soldier. And with that military soldier, he had more kills than almost any other soldier in his you know, his unit, his company. He was a special forces. This motherfucker was, I would say, in the sense of war, he was a slaughterer. He wasn't killing people he wasn't supposed to kill, but he was killing everybody in his way, if that makes sense.
Sure.
All right. So, and with his ability to kill people, it makes no sense that he couldn't have finished the job off.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm sure that there was a way to revive T'Challa after he was dead, but for him to have survived all that is fucking remarkable. I mean, I get the story has to go on. This is not a major problem for me. Don't get this wrong. Don't get me mistaken. But I'm just like, well, shit. Like he could like, as far as I couldn't think of a better way to do it. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like that wasn't a good story. But it still feels like a hole or a blatant slight disrespect on Killmonger's ability to kill. Get what I'm saying?
If anything, I mean, he whooped his ass completely. He stabbed him in his fucking heart. That should have been enough to kill him, as it were. I think him throwing him over the ocean was almost an act of arrogance, and that seems like a Killmonger thing to do.
Well, slaughter him first. I feel like stabbing him 80 more times after he was already dead would have been more of his type of thing in real life.
Well, the film would have been over at that point.
The film would have been over at that point. He would have lost. I get it, but
so, at that point,
if you want to say what Killmonger should have done or would have done, that would have been it. But you know, it's a movie. The good guys have to win, at least in a superhero movie. So, but yeah, I really feel like that was the only part that really bugged me when I left the theater. It was just the way that Killmonger didn't finish him off, right there. And yeah,
it's fair.
That and
come on, FIFA. I think that's fair, but that's minor. That's
minor. Like I said in the beginning, it was minor.
To me, it's minor.
But it's the only thing that I could honestly say that really like bugged me at all.
Not just that, but I think it's kind of important to remember that when he was fighting in Baku, he about throw that nigga off the ledge also. You know what I'm saying? Why is he doing fucking heel flicks? And so let's not forget that.
But you also got to realize how merciful Black Panther was. Jesus Christ. They're two completely different people. How many people can you honestly say that the Black Panther killed?
Killmonger.
I mean, yeah. You could have saved him. I feel like Killmonger killed himself because he denied help that would have saved his life.
It's Enrique. Good forward play from them.
Okay, we gotta stop for a second. I'm getting really angry at the fact that none of my controls are actually like registering like at all. That is making me angry, bro. That's pissing me off. Like my shit is like lagging low key. But you know, whatever the fuck. I don't want to waste too much time talking about that little technicality little thing because I think there's so much more critical things to discuss. I think for me.
Well, then talk about them. I mean, you're right. I just don't want it to be. I just don't want to be on the stream that only praises a movie, and that's the only thing I can think of that was really negative. You know what I mean?
I get you. You don't want to be a Black Panther suckfest. I get it.
Yeah. So that's why I had to bring that into light. My one real criticism of the movie.
Bruh, this is pissing me off, and like everybody I'm playing is man marking me on top of that. What
no! Let me call for it, bitch. What? Oh, what'd it be?
Goal.
Good goal.
Hey, I had to do it.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Oh, mi corazón. Wakanda forever.
Anyway.
So we got that dry spell out of the way. Which is good.
Did. Let's get wet.
I like that.
Bitch! I know you didn't try to do that dumb shit in like motherfucker.
So
I'm off.
I didn't see you. That's my fault. I did not see you at
Well,
all.
I was just letting you know that I'm off now. So
No, you
just
should.
in
You
case you
should.
did see
I,
me.
I didn't. Next time, just call that pass out. X. What the
Son of a
fuck?
bitch. That nigga tipped that fuck. I don't even know how. I don't know how he got it, but fuck it.
Oh my
Damn, that's tough.
god! It's just oh my god! They did that.
Ah! I think I'm off.
Oh no, you weren't. Oh,
What?
oh.
FIFA! Are you fucking serious? How is that humanly possible? That he can either he fucked me up by hitting me in order for it to go awry,
Which is a
a
penalty.
penalty, or he hit it himself, which is a corner.
Or he got the ball and deflected off you.
There's no way, because it went flying off of my feet because I shot it.
Ah, man. I don't want to talk
Man,
about
people
FIFA physics. I want to just get it to go. And they're like passing it stupid early, which I don't understand. Are the settings right? Like, is it ultra defensive, whatever the fuck it is?
Yeah, so it should be ultra defensive. Yeah, it is.
This shit tweaking. These niggas are tripping. Like, they're not even playing remotely the same. That's tough.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
I
this
can't
is.
dribble right now. This is bugging.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're missing the point. Or unless you want to focus for a little bit.
No, just give me like 5 minutes at least tie this hoe up.
Bet.
Call for it. This nigga inside. Try holding R1 when you press triangle next time. See how that does. What that does for you when you're running outside anyway.
That's a good spot by the defender.
That's bullshit, my guy. Oh my fucking god.
God, niggas
They're bugging.
stingy
Fuck
with
out.
the fucking foul calls, man. What the fuck? I'm calling for it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I do what I want because my name is 31.
And he don't get the ball. Well, he ain't get the ball either.
He crossed the fuck out of you, guy.
This is really frustrating. See if he can win this hoe. Oh.
Damn.
They don't call a foul.
To intercept there. Well, this attack.
Wish I can kill one of these niggas and shoot these motherfuckers on GTA because this making me mad as fuck. That's a goal. Thank God. Give me the halftime and I'll start the thought again. This is fucking ridiculous. Oh, you couldn't catch that, my boy?
You're garbage. Left. Play left. There you go. Fuck off me, bitch.
I'm here in the middle for you.
Get the fuck out of here.
And they
I was
let me...
beating him and he pulled himself in front of me. Grabbed my shoulder and pulled. That's fucking bullshit, bro.
Get the ball to now. Is it on high pressure?
Yeah.
Just get it out. Just get it out. Just get it out.
Oh my god. This nigga, stop pulling me. Fuck.
Looking good this move. Pierre.
Wow. I cannot hate on that shit at all. Look at this fucking mongoloid. Look at this go.
Yes,
Bruh.
I can hit on that shit. I can hit on that shit all day. How the fuck did it do that? How the fuck did the computer allow that to happen? Gonna float casually over your arm like it like. No words.
Anyways, I'm not tripping on no cup matches. Obviously, if we stop talking and focus, it's gonna be different. So I ain't tripping. I'm not really worried about it. I just don't like the fact that FIFA's not registering my commands. That's just pissing me off more than anything. But anyways, to move on to another theme, I want to say this one thing that like, I think touched me more than just about most things in the film.
Right.
After T'Challa's battle with Claw, um, initially the main villain of the film, I love, and I mean love the when they got Claw in custody. I fucking love the fact that T'Challa was wearing a black hoodie. The king of T'Challa was wearing a black hoodie. And that may seem like something super minute, but like as a black individual, it's definitely not. As someone who's been
Definitely not.
warned about wearing a black hoodie, oh my god, oh my god, I'm pressing
This
triangle.
must be a D1 team. Cause their defense is too good. That's
I
the
don't.
problem. We're a D6 team, D5 team, fucking with a D1 team, and their computers are just giving us trouble. That's pretty much the only difference.
Call for it. Good call. All right, 1 second.
Yeah, I need more though.
It's Enrique. An opponent around him. That's good screening of the football.
FIFA.
And Enrique.
I got it. Don't worry.
No, this nigga tipped it. Come on. That's us. Nigga, what?
Whoa, bro, they're not
Come
even
on, FIFA.
playing like they got
They're not
any
even
sin.
trying at this
Yeah,
point.
this is crazy.
They're not even trying. Why did you come inside, nigga?
Yo, they're playing like complete dumbasses. Like this isn't even remotely good football. We call for it, they don't react, and when we don't, they want to pass it early. It's like what? This is shocking to me.
Interplay between the two.
Oh my
What
god.
the fuck, dude? That shit tripping me out.
They could post the danger now.
This is more about the discussion. So once we're finished with it,
Jesus fucking Christ. That's twice where I can't hold on to the ball for fuck.
Chance to get some.
I don't even have time to shield it.
Good stretch by the goalkeeper to push that away from
this is
danger.
crazy. But again, that black hoodie symbolism on a king, is beautiful.
Really away from
If we just and they won't let me move, bruh. What the fuck?
very good distance to the clearance.
Wow.
Butler.
Nigga, are you
Wow.
fucking...
Bro, they're not even.
On paper, they shouldn't really.
God damn it!
And here they are
This is tough.
leading it.
I'm trying to call for it.
And he
What?
did. And he let the ball go. What the fuck?
Who do you think was behind you, nigga?
Abbott.
Bruh,
Oh my lord.
Bailey.
bruh.
That tackle is
What the fuck is going on?
play. They're on the front foot now.
I can't get the ball back either.
The shot's on.
It's a
Yo.
D1 team, bro. I'm telling you.
Man, hold on.
It's literally the only way the computer could be this good. But if it's a D1 team.
Worse and worse.
Well, it's just one of those awful days at the office, Martin, that he'll want to come to an end sooner rather than later here.
I don't think we expected this. Such a one-sided affair, but look at the scoreline.
I'm back.
Ball,
Great pass.
good position. They've worked this attack very well into a quite a dangerous position now.
Bro.
Comes the challenge.
God damn, they are fucking hounding you. And they hurt you. God
They
damn.
just shoved me to the ground. I had him. Oh my god. And they're not calling no fouls, bro. And I'm still on the ground. Get the fuck up.
Nigga, come on! Pass me the fucking ball!
Well, down
Not now, nigga! God
details about that injury.
You fucking idiot.
Jeff.
This is tough.
Awkwardly on his shoulder there, and he's in some
Why did he do that?
tough cooking. I think he'll stay out there.
Jeff
Oh
showing his
my
right
god.
what's going on down
I think I ended up calling for it by accident, trying to
this move.
stop the pass. I hit square.
It's a deep cross to keep it.
This is disturbing me
About that.
on many
Deep
levels.
cross, really.
What the fuck? Get, bro.
Awareness by the referee to play the advantage.
Are you serious?
Nigga, what? Come on, bro. With this stupid ass passing.
So he's come deep.
Bro, they didn't call a foul on that tackle either?
Well, that's his best
Yo.
Get out.
of the
Get out.
quite
Get it out, nigga! Oh my god.
Wow.
Y'all are fucking bugging.
By the by, I'll probably post on Tumblr or Facebook about this different themes and symbols more in depth, because this is ridiculous and I'm actually trying to focus at this point, because this is pissing me off. But yeah, that little simple symbol meant a lot. How it explored blackness in a geographical sense, like the blackness of. Oh my God, FIFA! I try to get it to you, bro. It's not registering anything I'm doing right now. I'm really about to get on 2K. Period. This shit is pissing me off.
Let's try a league match before you do that.
God, I almost don't want to the way they're treating this.
We'll have the conversation without playing FIFA
Yeah, that's fine.
to finish this, and then we'll jump back on. We'll jump back on for the other stream afterwards, because this game's done.
Yeah, I'm not tripping. I'm wide.
There's a dangerous feel to this attack. This could be a chance. Shot on.
Bitch.
A pleasure to score a goal, but in these circumstances,
Wakanda forever. Even in L. Take some lessons from T'Challa. When you're down, you get kicked down, you get back up, right? I'm gonna keep that celebration for a minute, actually. My question is, how do I activate my running celebration? I forget. You just hold X?
Yep. It's either you hold X or you just run. I don't remember. I don't usually do it. So.
I gotta look it up.
Got him.
Bro. Oh my God, bro.
Ooh, killed that motherfucker.
What? Oh, bro. Oh my
Nigga,
God.
I called for it. Bro.
Go for it. Bet.
Ah!
the fans know he can shoot and wanting him to do so here.
I thought you were gonna give me with that one too. After I fought for it. That's why I made that run.
Right.
Immediately.
Let me go piss real quick and I'll be right back. Yeah.
That's bullshit. 120% bullshit. I'm not even looking at the damn stream. I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to how other superhero movies, specifically Marvel, will do going forward after this one. With the rest of, like, for the majority of the Marvel films that come out, they all have this sense of uniqueness to them, and I'm really looking forward to how, like, other new superheroes will come out, because this is not gonna be the last new superhero that comes out. There's gonna be more.
Back,
and I'm
by the
really
way.
looking forward. What happened?
Back, by the way.
I know I heard you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they treat them. You know, um, Black Panther was more by the book, but I guess you could say, than some of the other superhero movies, which is nice to see. And it's kind of hard not to be for them, but you know, and Marvel does that really well, the by the bookness. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. I don't know who the next one is, because
Wow.
I know that the next one is what was it, Infinity War, with Thanos and all them. This is gonna be a great movie, by the way. If nobody's checked it out yet, it's gonna be a fantastic movie. Black Panther will be in it and shit. I mean,
Yep. Which is worth
he's an
it for
awesome
me.
superhero, but he's not gonna do shit to Thanos. So, as strong as he is, Thanos is probably the strongest in the universe. One of the strongest in the universe, not the strongest, but you know, we'll see what happens.
I thought we were done playing
But
the
since you're
game
back,
for now, by the way.
I wasn't planning to, but I had walked away from the controller for a little bit, and then I came back and realized the game had started.
Well, that was kind of a sell, because I almost don't care about this shit anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you, not right now. Oh, through ball. Oh my god, bro.
Oh,
That was so late.
Yeah, I saw it too late.
It's all good. You pull it back.
Ah! Yes, I did, because he was right there. By the time he would have pulled that shot, damn. By the time I would have pulled that shot, that dude in front would have beat him. So when I pulled it back, I saw the small window, and that was really my best shot. But if I would have pulled it off, that would have been an instant goal.
Coming to you. He tripped me. I got no call. He tripped
Definitely
me.
did
I got
stop
no
you.
call. I'll stop. There you go. We should. We should.
I crossed the fuck out of that guy.
You better say the line, nigga.
Wakanda forever, my brothers.
There you go. What was I talking
Crossed
about?
the fuck out of that guy, like I said.
You definitely did.
Well, the last thing you said was you were talking about how T'Challa was wearing the black hoodie when they caught Claw.
Yeah, that was just that moment was just enough to really like resonate
How
with
did
me.
you feel? How did you feel about Killmonger's plan in a nutshell?
And that's a great kind of segue into it. Throw it.
You got him. Oh fuck!
Wow, FIFA. I think so. Killmonger was very much a radicalist. Very
Yes.
much a very much black, angry individual. That's you. That is all you. He fucked that up. Go. Feet. Oh my God!
I
How is
fucked
he
it up,
so?
or that guy fucked it up?
Hey, I fucked it up. I got you.
You didn't. You don't have time. You don't have time. Oh, what? The keeper still got to it? Suck my dick.
That's tough. Killmonger's plan, and again, I want to say one more
It was
thing.
radical. It was
It
very
was
radical.
radical, but how they explored his radical nature and made him a sympathetic figure throughout his anger
At
and
the
his
same
hatred
time.
was absolutely beautiful. I think his plan was fucked. And I
So
think
what you have to understand first, before you can understand his plan. Sorry, I don't know if you're about to talk again, but his plan. Well, Wakandians, they're like I said before, they're a very isolated. Wow, that's bullshit. They're a very isolated country. They keep to themselves, and they don't. Even though they're the most technologically advanced country in the world, they don't supply aid to other countries. That's their rule. That's how they remained unknown about for as long as they've been alive, and it's to protect themselves.
Right.
Oh my
Continue.
Lord in heaven!
Keep going. Continue.
But so, that is something that pisses off Killmonger, because the Wakandians, if the Wakandians would have aided and shared some of their wealth and knowledge, in theory, the Cold War wouldn't have happened, because, and like the space race wouldn't have happened, because they've already been going to space long before we even thought it was possible, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're so far ahead of us technologically that they could have solved major crises without even. Wow, they all missed. Chrome.
Bro.
Fuck.
Fuck it. I don't really give a damn about this game, bro. I don't. This shit.
I can tell.
I don't.
Shit.
Continue with your thought.
Anyway, yeah. So that's really the backstory of Wakanda and why the plan even. The basis for why the plan was even there in the beginning is because the Wakandians could have been helping, but they're the best. They're the best tool to help, and they were being unused.
Right. Oh my fucking shit. There's like 30 of these niggas too. Oh my god.
Wow,
well,
he pushed that nigga. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not wasting my time with this game, bro. I'm not. They got it. Fuck it. The discussion is the most important thing. So I don't care. I don't. It's like I feel like the Golden State Warriors wake me up when it's the playoffs type shit. That's just like fuck it.
Well, then just talk for a minute then.
Yep. So how they explore his radical nature, I think, is very important because it kind of sheds light on how hurt I think a lot of American black people are today, and it makes those figures more sympathetic. If you look at the BLM movement, for example, Black Lives Matter, just as a real life kind of counterpart, a lot of people, misinformed people, white people, view the BLM movement as some sort of radical thing, like, fuck the cops, kill blue, kill pigs, that kind of thing. And there are some people out there who believe that, right? But then there are also individuals who are like, it's not what we stand for. We're about equality and justice. And so I can empathize and sympathize with Killmonger in wanting to defeat his oppressors because an eye for an eye, right? But as Kendrick says in one of the songs on the soundtrack, two wrongs don't make it right. You know what I'm saying? And so T'Challa's level-headedness, I think, is a great part to that, because that kind of shows the level-headed nature, I think, of the BLM movement, but also, or just how I feel about black justice in America, period, and then the more radical, nationalist, almost dangerous, or even dangerous part of that movement. And I think that was explored really well. That's one thing. There's also some things in the film that resonated with me personally. How T'Challa's father, Black Panther's father, really kind of he didn't just prepare him for the throne, but he prepared him for his death, in a sense. And it resonated with me because personally my father has kind of bred that into me as well, like being prepared for stepping up once he's gone ultimately, and that really struck a chord with me personally. And yeah, that's just some of the things that mean a lot to me. I had more points, but once I write it all out, it'll be far more, far better articulated. Um, and again, blackness in general. Um, we look at how Killmonger, his blackness is kind of discussed as well. He's very much American from Oakland, California, but he is of Wakandian blood, right? But in one part of the film, it's like
Half.
right, half, bingo, hashtag relatable. Um, so he would be looked at as an outsider, and Claw told him this as well, which is somewhat ironic. He would look at him as an outsider because he is American and not, necessarily Wakandan, nationality-wise. And so, how we explore different templates of blackness, I think, is really, really important. And the film touches on that pretty well also. Because what is black really? You know what I mean? What is being a black person in America? What is being a black person beyond the American lens? And that exploration and that respect to tradition and the beauty of different African themes is really important.
Well, being black in different areas mean different things.
Absolutely.
If you're just, and really depends on who's looking at you.
Right, absolutely.
If a white person or a person if a white person or somebody from a nationality that doesn't resonate with black people, for example, if an African of African descent or Caribbean, we're looking at you, then they're not gonna give a fuck what you are. They're just gonna see the color and be like, all right, well, he's black.
Right.
That's kind of what it is. But
Right.
if you're looking at somebody like an African, they might be, all right, well, what kind of black guy are you? There's different types,
Right.
obviously, because there's different nationalities.
Right.
So that's kind of what it is. It's kind of what it is.
Right.
So, and the Wakandians are kind of represent that African pride of this is my tribe. Yeah, you're partly from here, but you're not really from here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
on that note, I more or less, if I had to pick somebody I resonate with in the movie, it'd probably be Killmonger, because I'm not here to bash my father or anything like that. All in all, he is a good man, but I grew up without him.
Right.
My father didn't die or anything, but I grew up without my father.
Mm-hmm.
And that sense of having to find your way on your own.
Right.
And it's easier to be angry than it is to be happy.
Right.
I guess you could say.
Right.
It's easier to let hate flow through you than it is to let love flow through you when you don't know what it feels like.
Right.
I'm not trying to say I didn't have good parents or anything. My mom was there for me, and my grandmother, I had good support, but that's not the point. Point is, you're missing something, and you fill that void with something else. Killmonger chose hate and anger and violence. And I know what that feels like, and I understand his struggle in that sense.
Right.
So, if I had to resonate with anybody, it'd be Killmonger, because I understand that part of it. And about his plan, I understand why he would want. I mean, I feel like he just went about it the wrong way. Like, had he been more diplomatic with it, which is not his style, obviously. You can't expect a hardened soldier to want to do things diplomatically, automatically, you know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody who's seen that much combat, that much bloodshed. But you can't expect him to want to do it diplomatically, but that would have been that's the way to handle that situation.
Right.
You can't even expect society to be able to handle that much technology at once.
Right.
That wave, that's like going to a third world country and then taking like 100 people out of it and then giving them all the tools of our society and expecting them to know what to do with it.
Right.
Half of them wouldn't even know what to do with like a toilet, let alone like some of our higher end technology. So
Right.
you're laughing, but I'm being dead ass. They don't. These people don't know what those things are. They would probably drink out of it because looks like clean water.
Right.
And that is probably the same level of ignorance that we would have with some of their technology.
Right.
So it's a lot to take in from sharing technology, but eventually the world is going to see it. If you watch the ending trailers of the movie, he's going to be willing to share the technology. That's kind of the thing, the next point. But he's going to do it in more of a diplomatic era.
Right.
So, which has its cons, just like everything else. That means the oppressors will be able to have access to it as well before not just the people that, but, there's, pros and cons to that.
Right, and hopefully that'll be explored deeper in Black Panther 2, which is confirmed, and I'm super stoked about.
I mean, of course, there's no way that they'll have a fucking a movie that popular that did that well, that brought in that much money. That brought in that much money, not have a sequel. Right. But obviously Marvel has everything they do planned out for the most part. Right. The only way they wouldn't put in a sequel is if it tanks so badly that there's just no money in it.
Right.
They'd rather put in the money to have that character come in for a side, or like how Planet Hulk didn't happen because it was just Planet Hulk happened as a part of Ragnarok instead of being its own movie.
Right.
Like the reason why Hulk was in Ragnarok, Thor's movie, was because they decided not to do Planet Hulk.
I don't want to cut you off, but I also don't want to like.
I'm just explaining a point. I'm not drifting off that far.
I got you. All right, I got you.
But yeah, so there's no way that there wouldn't be a Black Panther 2. It's just what would they do next is the real big point. Because like there's so many avenues of approach that they could do to it. What are they really gonna want to focus on? And that kind of goes down. They kind of have to see how Infinity Wars goes, because they kind of venture off. Because as many points as you want to undertones they can have, it really depends on the Marvel storyline,
right, of
what they can actually do or not.
Right.
Because they can do a lot, but that depends on how Infinity Wars happens.
Well, I guess we'll find out about that.
I'm sure the Winter Soldier's gonna have a big point in it.
Right.
Now you found out that he was around. I know you don't know that much about it, but
I don't.
But that was the white dude with one arm that was at the end of the movie.
Right. But White Wolf.
So
that's what they're calling him, White Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
That motherfucker's a beast, but he only has one arm now, which is unfortunate.
Right. How do I kind of segue back into? Because I think it's.
So what's the?
I think it's great that you're covering that aspect of it, because honestly, I didn't care about it, that part of it. But I think you adding
it's
context. I can appreciate you adding context from that perspective. But if you're into MBTI like I am, my F is really coming out, and like, I'm more in it for the emotive process and parts of it. And I think one more thing that isn't being discussed is how diverse the film is. regarding blackness, because blackness isn't just a one size fits all kind of thing.
It's
Um,
not.
personally, like I talk about a lot, I'm trying not to be. I'm not gonna be like a logic ass nigga and just talk about it all the time. But it is a big part of my identity. I'm mixed. I'm half Mexican. Or Mexican, half Mexican descent and half black. I won't say African because I don't know specifically, but I also don't care to. I'm black. I'm Mexican. It is what it is. I'm brown. I'm dark. Um, and
Not that dark, but still dark.
I'm not white, and that's kind of the
I
point.
never said that.
It's and that's kind of the that's what I want to talk about. That distinction that people love to make. It's like, oh, you're not that. Well, that's not the point.
Well, you said dark, so I made a joke saying you're not that dark.
Right, I got you. But there's something telling
So,
about the joke, not to make it into like the serious thing, but um, how that is discussed and showcased is interesting. Because again, I think Killmonger, I think is a great example of how black are you really, you know. Um, and that's a really heavy undertone, I think, especially towards the midpoint and later in the film, especially when he becomes king. Um, for those few moments. Um, Also, if you look at the cast, you have obviously two American men, two American black men as the main stars of the film, and then you have a Kenyan Mexican woman in Lupita Nyong'o, which is great. You have Denai, an American black woman. Matter of fact, I think she's from like Zimbabwean American actually. You have Daniel Kaluuya from London, England, a British actor. You have Letitia Wright, an American woman. Actually, no, I'm not. That's not true. She's actually Guyanese. I think born in Britain as well. Guyanese born, Elizabeth. So, Angela Bassett, an American woman. You have Winston Duke, um, uh, from Trinidad and Tobago. And so you see these different um, nationalities and ethnicities come through, and just the actors alone. Because it's not just an American cast, not just a British cast, not just a whatever cast. It's black people from all over the fucking planet, and that's special, you know. Um,
I mean,
just
we've seen that in other movies throughout time, but this was a big one. We haven't seen a cast like this since like The Color Purple. You know what
right,
I mean?
right. And when we think of diversity, we think of white, black, Asian, Latino, and we kind of leave it at those four phases. But diversity amongst black faces and black identities is also huge to recognize, and I think that comes through beautifully in the cast, and it's important to talk about at least a little bit. Um, I think I've covered most things I want to talk about orally in the stream. By the way, sorry guys, we couldn't get any dubs, but really, I didn't care that much. I just wanted to talk about this. This is important to me.
Yeah,
I
he's not focused on the game,
at all. Um,
so I really don't want to play FIFA if he's not focused.
right,
We'll get
and
dubs in the next video.
right, that'll be coming up shortly, so I ain't even tripping on it. Um, I'm taking this just because I cried like a little baby. Like I was. By the way, shout out to mi novio Mora, who was there with me, watching it with me. Mi corazón. They. I was. I think, and again, I think Killmonger is probably my favorite character out of like everybody. Probably goes Killmonger, Okoye, and then T'Challa in that order. Letitia Wright's character is phenomenal too. I loved how fucking badass she was, and just yeah, and it hit me in a lot of ways because one line that he said, Killmonger, was um, he, something to the effect of who was a black kid to believe in fairy tales, and
That's a good
like,
one.
and that's touching to me, because again, when we talk about blackness, I think I'm pretty damn black, in the fact that I work for a predominantly black institution, a historically black community college. And I work for literally a department called the Predominantly Black Institutions Department, where we focus on getting black boys in STEM programs. Of course, we help everybody, but that's our focus, black boys. And to think about what it is to dream as a minority, not just being black, but as a minority, I think is huge because um, black boys aren't allowed to dream like that. You know, I know that sounds dark, and I'm not trying to be appealing to your pathos by any means, but if we
Black
can,
boys really aren't given the opportunity to dream. They're
right,
not given the tools put in front of them that allows them to believe that they can do what they want
anything they
if
want to
they put
do,
their mind to it. Because
right,
everybody's taught when they're younger, oh, you could do this if you grow up, when you grow up. But a lot of those kids have the actual chance to do what they want to do because they have the money coming in to do it, or they've got the networking in their communities to be
right,
able to put them in a path to get what they want. But a lot of black neighborhoods don't offer that.
right,
They're the things that they offer, the thing that are easiest for them is not it's not that. Let's put it that way.
absolutely,
It's not what they usually would want, and if they want it the easy way out, it's something that's not going to be good for them or the community.
right,
Typically, in a black God, this game's pissing me off. In a minority-filled community.
right.
Jesus, that pissed me the fuck off. But yeah, so it's hard for a black boy to dream. That's a good quote.
Yeah,
Oh, and the motherfucker that scored was Black Panther. I'm weak. That's tough. Fuck you, guy.
and that I think that moved me the hardest. Like, and another thing, the soundtrack. I want to say one more thing, and then I'll stop rambling, and then we'll get to the actual FIFA. On the next video, Kendrick Lamar. I want to talk about Kendrick Lamar for just a second. I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar since I was what? How old am I? 21. Since I was 16. Um, and I was listening to him since he was rapping about fucking Corinthians on his first actual debut album, which niggas don't know about because they think the first album of his was GKMC, Good Kid, Mad City, and it wasn't. By the way, album recommendation, his entire fucking catalog, by the way. And I'm bringing this up. Section 80 is what it's called. I'm bringing this up because just it's inspirational in the fact that Kendrick Lamar was a little black boy from Compton, grew up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? With fucking a lot of gang shit, whole lot of gang shit, and not in a fun way. You know what I mean? And to see him kind of grow as an artist and musician and as a hero in the community to this point is remarkable. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope because that gives us other heroes besides LeBron and fucking Le'Veon Bell and Cam Newton. You know what I mean? Not that those two, the last two, even compare to that nigga LeBron, but it's more than
I don't know.
it's more than shut up and just dribble. You know, it's more than being a rapper. It's about being an artist or creator and someone who can affect the world in a lot of different ways. Ryan Coogler is remarkable in that way. It's inspirational to
I
me.
will point. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's personally inspirational to me because of what I do for work, and how I see myself as a creator and a artist myself, and so it's inspirational. So my soliloquy over. You can take it from here. And yeah,
On that note, that last note, I just want to point out that I think it's a lot. It's a lot more. It's more inspirational for me to watch somebody in a field like music or
yeah,
like art or like where you have full creative control over yourself, and you could choose to have full creative control over yourself. Sports, I feel like it's a very inspirational story,
Yep.
but at the same time, you're playing a. I mean, it's nothing. It's like you. It's inspirational to me, but at the end of the day, you're playing a position that's already been set. You're doing it your own way. You're being unique, but you're just still just playing a sport. At the end of the day,
Right.
I think you could argue that music, you're just writing a song, but it's different. You know what I mean? This is something that you created. You're building yourself. You're building your own brand. You have to, and when you come from nothing, when nobody, why would you care to listen to this person? You know what I mean? Like sports is too many avenues to where you can be noticed and seen and get in. You know what I mean? If you're
Right.
good, you're good. You move up. If you're bad, you move up slower or you don't move up at all. But
Right.
with music, you have to, like I'm a musician. You have to get people to want to listen to you.
Right.
And when they listen to you, you have to show them that you're better or different than the last person that they heard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then that climb, it's a hard climb from the bottom, let alone if you're coming from the slums, you know what I mean? Then
Right.
again, at the same time, that kind of makes it easier when you're a rapper, you know what I
Right.
mean? Because that's the kind of music that emanates from those hoods.
Right.
It's
Right.
it's it's rap, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I like to believe that I play rock music or alternative rock or whatever. I like
Right.
rap music, don't get me wrong, but that's what I play. That kind of music coming out of the hood is harder than rap to get noticed,
Right.
because it's not the traditional style for the area. It's not something that people will traditionally give a fuck about, so
Right.
it's harder. But
Right.
people like Kendrick Lamar, people like Jay-Z, people those artists that were able to build themselves ways up. My musical idol is Jimi Hendrix, but that's beyond the point. Jimi
Yeah.
Hendrix and uh shit. It's bad. I say he's one of my idols, and I forgot his name. I'm forgetting his name.
That's tough, my boy.
Plays the piano, blind.
Ray Charles.
Jamie Foxx played him.
Ray
What him?
Charles. Ray Charles.
Yes, thank you, Ray Charles.
That's tough.
Those two are my biggest idols
Right.
because of they played something different in a time where nobody wanted to listen to them.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
But that's not my that's my point. But still, like that's why I feel like music and things like music are more impactful because they're harder for you to build your way into.
Right.
And even more so if you're trying to do it in a genre that's not the norm in the area that you're coming out of.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or what people expect, not just people in the community, but outside of the community. Why people don't expect to hear a black rocker, you know?
No, absolutely not.
And it's also important to recognize the, not pioneers, I don't want to use that word, it's too big of a word for young artists, but those who are doing it differently in rap that make rap so widespread and eclectic. If you look at Jaden Smith, people talk shit about him because he's like this pseudo philosopher, velociraptor kind of nigga, very memeable. Um, but he makes music that's different. Very rock inspired music. Look at Childish Gambino. He's moved away from rap and more into funk and soul. Brockhampton, Kevin Abstract specifically, not just to make it.
Not a rapper, but Portugal the Man.
Yep, absolutely, he's great. And they're making music that's not traditionally like rapidy rap more acceptable to black kids, like specifically Brockhampton, and that's a band that's really near and dear to my heart. They're kind of the soundtrack to my life right now, especially my love life. Kevin Abstract is huge in how we can be weird and different and represent different communities and intersectionality in the LGBT community, what it means to be black and gay, or and that's just really important to me as I'm basically coming out on social media, and that is kind of a weird thing for me. Something I'll talk about way later.
I'm Okay.
That's a later thing, so we're not gonna touch that right now.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that later.
That's
I don't know
definitely a
what
later
you're
episode.
fully
Yeah.
talking about, but we'll
Right.
talk about it.
Yeah. And so those explorations are really important, and that like, again, Ryan Coogler. It's not just Spike Lee or Tyler Perry making dumbass movies. This is art, you know. This isn't about the constants of black struggle or making us only or putting us in a box of we have to struggle and fight. You know, Coogler was able to imagine something obviously from a comic book into something beautiful and black and proud and majestic. You know what I mean? People
Right.
like Coogler are inspirational to people like my sister, um, a mixed girl who wants to make movies and not be
Hmm.
reduced to comedy or slapstick bullshit. Because Kevin Hart's great. Tyler Perry's great.
Right.
Objectively, not to me, but objectively, he's great. But we're more than just Medea and fucking walking around New York City upset and struggling with a fucking boombox. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're kings, we're queens, we're artists, we're creators, and people like Coogler and Chadwick Boseman and Angela Bassett and Sterling K. Brown, those actors, those artists in that medium are really important. And I think that's one of the most important things about the film. Like, hey, you can't just be a superhero. You can be a really beautiful, artistic, amazing, visionary ass superhero in front of the camera or behind the scenes, and that communicates a lot. And it's not about just fucking dashikis and wearing J's and shit. It's bigger than that. I think that's what's really important about it. Not even from a Marvel perspective
Right.
or a superhero perspective, but a very human, black, minority, POC perspective. That's huge.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You have any last thoughts before we end this
There's one
particular
other
stream?
point that I wanted to bring up.
Mm.
It has nothing to do with. Uh, it has to do with nationalism and national pride, and they put a lot of this into the film, and it's not even just like African nationality, national pride. It's just national pride in general. Like you don't see this level of it often, and even when you do, you don't. That's not something you can just see in real life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you got to think about how dedicated these people were to their country.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in today's society, most patriots that you won't realize they're patriots.
Right.
These people sacrifice themselves, let themselves get thrown under the bus, because somebody has to take the fall in order for a bigger picture plan to come to fruition
Right.
that ends up saving the day.
Right.
I'm not gonna put out any examples or anything like that. That's a waste of time. But in this film, in this film, the Wakandians have to go up against their king, not T'Challa, but when Killmonger became king, and he wanted to go against the way of the Wakandians
Wakanda.
by giving away giving away their technology
Or just
and
using the
starting
technology
a
for evil.
world war.
World
For,
War.
it was for a world war. Was it 100% evil? Not really. It was evil. Don't get me wrong, because some of those countries that he thinks that there's oppression, it's more of a social oppression to where, yeah, it sucks, but it's a diplomatic solution that is better suited for it, not
Right.
bloodshed.
Right. Sure.
There are other areas where there's probably bloodshed would probably work just as well, but those aren't the first world countries in the world.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's not the point. Point is they had to go up against and defy their own tradition, because they're not supposed to stand by the king regardless of who's on the throne. They can't let their personal emotions get in the best of them, and they did. They stood up to him. They stood up to the king, and they fought. It was a civil war, a Wakandian civil war, and Michonne's character, the I'm not gonna remember her name. I'm sorry.
Okoye?
I'm gonna butcher it if I try it. What happened?
Okoye.
Yeah, Okoye. Okoye.
Who the fuck is Michonne?
She was the
I don't want
one.
to say that real quick. Who the fuck is that?
Michonne is her character on The Walking Dead,
Okay, gotcha.
and that's how I know her. That's where I've seen her as. I'm used to that name
Yeah, I got you.
applying to that person.
Just
So.
that name's been throwing me off all night. I got you.
She, I think, put on the most of the burden on her own, because she's the general. She's the leader of the military, at least that part of the military.
Right.
And they wouldn't have been able to. They would not have been able to pull that plan together unless she was behind them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So she sacrificed. Because had they had lost, imagine if they would have lost. Killmonger would have killed T'Challa for good this time, and things that went wrong.
Right.
Fucking, she'd have been done.
Right.
And she would have been marked as a traitor. She would have been marked. Everything would have been wrong. Put it that way. Everybody would have been held as a traitor and executed.
Right.
Just like, you know, it would have been done. A wrap.
Right.
So and she was willing to take that sacrifice in order to install the true king that you know what I mean? It takes a serious patriot to be able to put their own lives on the line, not just in battle, but in theory. Like,
Right.
there are people that are willing to go to battle and die, but not if their name was going to be dragged through the mud at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right. Chasing after death just to call themselves brave kind of mentality. Rather than yeah, absolutely. I understand.
So
And I want to say something else. But continue.
Okay. No, go ahead. You stopped my thought anyway. Go ahead.
No, it kind of goes with your thought. I think black patriotism specifically isn't explored a lot in a lot of films. And how you can be black and a patriot. You can be black, love your country, and still be black. You know?
Yeah.
Again, look at Black Ops. Black Ops were dragged through the mud by a lot of individuals. Not even, I should say a lot, by individuals in the BLM movement, more radical members of the movement. Black cops were being dragged through the mud for being black and a sellout and Uncle Tom, you know, that kind of thing. And shit, I'm talking to a black veteran, you know, like, and that kind of thing. I think was beautifully explored as well. How you can be black and still love your country.
He's talking about me, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for your service, by the way. Obviously. And that exploration, I think, is also important. One last thing. I love the fact that there was romance in the film, but it wasn't like this goo goo gaga ugly bullshit. Not just that, but the fact that it wasn't prevalent so much. It was, again, very underlying kind of thing, but it wasn't like in your face, like annoying smush shit, you know? That was dope too. Because in a lot of superhero films, you hear a lot of, you know, this, oh my god, Mary Jane, all this, you know, fucking shit.
Right.
That was dope too. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I'm done. I'm actually done now. Like,
Actually done?
I'm actually done.
Alright, well. In closing, Black Panther was a fantastic movie, with very minor holes in the story. I'm not going to go through all of the holes in the story, but they're very minor, and if you pick up on them, you know, drop a line in the comments. Let us know what you thought.
Right.
And let us know any, you know, part of our conversation, even though how scattered it was.
Right.
Let us know what you thought, you know. Your opinions do matter a slight bit. So
A slight bit. But, your opinions mean a lot to
But
us,
yeah.
unless we disagree with them. Yeah, I'll be talking more about it in depth and touching on a lot of different things that I didn't get to touch on here because I forgot about it or just didn't think about. And more personal anecdotes, maybe on my Tumblr or my Facebook, and I'll might put those links in the description. So, yeah,
Might.
yeah, because it's a personal Tumblr page. Anyways, thank you if you watched, if you listened to any of it at all. If you didn't at all, I mean, you would be here right now. And that's fine. If you wanted to just get to the good parts, we appreciate that too. Any last words or statements, big bro?
Hmm.
That was a question.
I didn't hear what'd you say? I'm sorry.
This nigga. Any last words or like observations, thoughts on our
Well,
discussion?
this is the second time you said that. I
I'm
already
right.
put my last words out there.
But I'm just confirming before I stop the broadcast.
No, nigga. There's nothing else
See,
I have to say.
and this is where the serious shit ends. So I'm gonna stop the stream at this point. She's an asshole. Hashtag
I mean, I'll do that.
hashtag sorry for our losses in the stream. That shit was tough. We got one win off of
Sorry,
fucking
Black
forfeit.
Panther. We lost our stream about you.
It's all good though. We're not tripping.
But we're gonna hashtag the next video. Do it for Black Panther. We're gonna beat some ass.
Right, and I may make the alternate jerseys. I'm thinking we're doing some shit. Anyways, hashtag
That later.
Yep. No, not later. Right now, nigga. Are you serious?
No, fuck you. I have a short amount of time, nigga.
I can do
Well, I
the
have to go to
jerseys
bed.
real quick. Matter of fact, I'll
You
start
have
right
30
now.
seconds.
Bet. Hold on, let me get out of the toe. Yeah. Hashtag sorry for your loss, our loss, whatever. Hashtag Wakanda forever. And
Hashtag shut the fuck up and end the video.
hashtag eat a dick. Also, let's get some
Nah.
dubs in Estadio de Mora. All right, it's over. Peace. Cut it.